we're back to celebrate that chapter 300 at Magi. You think I was gone? After that, you thought I saw a big, huge pile of text and all that, which, to be fair, I did, but I was like, no, we gotta at least talk about this chapter. It's the 300th chapter of Magi, and I've gotta say, the little special that they did to have this, where you had, like, Kyogoku, like, make a cake, was absolutely bloody adorable. I've gotta say, to have that with Aiba was like, yeah, what do you think of this, like, cake that we made? Congratulations, and her, like, making it, like, oh my god, her in the little cape, like, outfit like that, in a little art apron, I was like, oh my god, Kyogoku is so adorable right now, oh my god, and like, this old, battered, withered heart is literally going, oh, that is so adorable. Who cares about that? We're back to serious shit right now after everything, and let's just crack right into it. So here's the interesting thing with Aladdin, as like we was talking about, it's like with Titus, it's like Aladdin is still around in this world, and the last things that he told me and all that about it, it's like, you know, you've got 200 years of knowledge from like Scheherazade, and I've got this inside me, the Solomon's wisdom, and it's like basically I have to find a way of using such great power that won't change the world for the worse. I'll do anything to achieve that. And like he's thinking like, you know, what, like, you know, what's going on with Solomon's wisdom? He don't want to use it. So it sounds like for what it is, it's like maybe he doesn't know what, like, to rely on like David's power to, like, you know, like, or to actually get around that. You know, even though it's Solomon's wisdom, technically, you know, it was passed on from him, so maybe he's thinking in his own way to do that, and he's like, I'll do anything to achieve that. Like, could mean like, would he actually like sacrifice himself? Like, would he be like the one to, like, the last person to have the mind where he would actually like pass his like Magi like away, where it's like, no, I'm not gonna let anyone ever use his power again, because like, regardless of what, that power has been inherited from me, from Solomon, and now to me it's like that's the situation we're kind of in right now, and I feel like that might be Aladdin's goal with it. And it's like he wants to protect, you know, Al Farming from like people, and like Alibaba's like, well, is the boss dead already yet? So I'm hoping he uses the old little noggin and feels like, you know, there's some shit going around with that. It's like, yo, Yoko, when she's still residing somewhere, like, that isn't easy just to kill her off like that. But even with that, it's like we got for like backing into politics, and I know people go, whoa, okay, here we go. Even me, when I saw that, I was kind of going, right, we gotta go back in. We gotta go back into politics and dive right into it. It's like we're trying to like get the, you know, the Rain Empire to like participate in the commensuration of like the teleportation magic circle, which we already know Alibaba's trying to sort out and all that. But it's like, but the thing is, like, he's like, they're refusing to join the international alliance, has made things difficult on them, because unfortunately they still have an army. They still have an army. They still have military power, where it's like everyone else has kind of got rid of it. That's kind of like how Rain is. They're like, we kind of want to keep our thing, and then just as they're having things as like, basically we're having a struggle getting around with like all our, like, you know, our goods and all that. We have a limited, you know, few airships. We have our sea routes are very limited as well, and we can't carry too many goods, and that's the problem with it. And then just as amounts, we're gonna like try and sort more of this stuff out, and all that, saying like, oh, I'll so like discuss this with the Senate. I'm sure they'll be very pleased and all that. It's like, I'm gonna sort this stuff out and all that. It's like, yeah, why didn't you chat with them? And we get to see Toto, Oba, and the entire gang again. And turns out, I like this, like, just a little side where you're like, hey, they've all come back and they've actually all become gladiators. It's like, yeah, Alibaba, while you were away, we just decided to fucking curb stomp the Colosseum. We was just there saying like, let's fuck up. So it's like, hey, that gives them a nice little thing without like kind of diving too much into it and all that. Because, you know, the characters and all that is like, with like Alibaba's crew and all that. I mean, I still think Toto is like the most coolest out of all of them out of it. But it's just like, Alibaba yet again getting fucking exposed. When like, oh, like, he was like, yeah, I'm crying, man, I thought you were dead and everything. And here's the thing, when they reveal that they had the fucking children, it's like, yeah, we had 2 sons, and Alibaba's like, fuck life, fuck everything, fuck, man. He's like, everyone's having a happy life but me. And it's just like, when they're at the inn party and Alibaba's just in the corner like, I hate myself, I hate everything, the world is so cruel. And I'm like, Alibaba, fuck me, man. Fuck me, you come back, you're trying to be all big dick G with this political game like that, and it's like, yeah, well, we gotta sort this thing out. And it's like, oh yeah, you still got Morgiana though, you know, everything's like that, like, right, Alibaba? And then Toto was like, but Morgiana and that Hakuryuu guy, you know, they are, it's like, oh god, like, they're like, all their faces just drop, and it's like, wait, is something going on with them since they've met back up and all that? Is there like a little thing going on between the two? Like, we had something? I'm not gonna lie, if I find out all this time that Morgiana actually actually moved on and like kind of like actually hooked up with the guy in the end, saying like, yo, I don't know though. I don't think like after everything that happened to Hakuryuu, would like Morgiana actually find it in the guy to like kind of forgive him? And it's like for like Alibaba, it's like there's no real other girl that he can real think of, and mind you as well, that'd be kind of interesting. It's like finds out, oh by the way, like me and Morgiana hooked up, we even had a kid together as well, like that. Oh, like fucking like Aladdin's private sky island, yeah, we're just raising kids here, don't mind you. I want that, like how it was with Moo, like that, or like any of the others, like our Masur. I want to see like there's like little baby little babies like that going around with some fucking finalist blood in them. And that's the thing, it's like when they were talking about it, they're saying like, oh well, we never actually got to see, you know, that guy as well, but it's like, you know, he even held a funeral for like what we saw at Judar, and that was the thing. It's like, oh, so like Hakuryuu didn't meet up with Judar then, for as far as we know, and it's like, where the for now? And it's like they're making it sound like, oh, Judar went his own separate way. I kind of highly doubt that. I think they're still there somewhere, and I kind of like that they didn't show off like too much of the design, although we know what kind of like Aladdin's looking like a little bit with the silhouette. I still need to see that full silhouette design like that. I still need to see like the full design of what he's going to be showing off, and it's like, yeah, we need some shit going on there, and it's like, you know, I want to see it like really bad and all that, like so much, and it's like I need to see that. Although there was a nice thing that we got to see as like Alibaba was kind of leading and all that, even though he was like, you know, oh, you know, where should we go next? We got to go to like, you know, Partelia, you know, it's like, you know, center of the world. And he was like thinking about Sinbad, and it was like, oh shit, just as we got to see, you know, like with Titus, like he was sending him off, like we actually got to see Magi again and seeing like she grown up. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool as well, like having that conversation. It's like, you know, I am going to meet Aladdin again, so, you know, I'm going to devote all my strength to it, and don't forget, you know, I've still got to sort out this situation, the whole thing, you know, with everything that's going on with Sinbad and everything. And it ended off with like everyone just leaving on their journey, and it was like, that was kind of nice to like kind of end it off in that way. So although you did happen to see, like after all of that, you did have to see Masur there, so Masur maybe, you know, maybe you might rely that back like to like Sinbad, and maybe he might say, yo man, there's some shit there going around here. So I'm kind of curious about that, because like from what we've seen from them, it's just like he's there like with his like all this fanless crew just sitting back like that, and it's like, I feel like, you know, that panel wouldn't have been there like unless he's like, maybe he sees something in Alibaba, or maybe he like he knows like that he's gonna do something about Sinbad. Like I don't know, it's kind of curious, because like even in the like the Sinbad manga, like the bit I've read, I think I only just recently got to seeing like Masur in the manga, like I hadn't actually caught up. Like I still don't know how deep their relationship is like too much in the series, but it definitely seems like he's got a lot of respect for Sinbad. So I don't know if he wouldn't trade his man like that, but it's like, maybe we never know what's going to happen with that. I think there was a lot of stuff to this chapter. There was a lot, although we did go a little bit back into the politics slightly, but we did say like, hey, everyone's now leaving. I really do hope with the boat stuff though, like, or even the ship, I hope we don't have like those boat chapters again like we had with Alibaba, like that. We was like making our way to talk about, like, I believe it was like when they went to the Co-Empire, I believe that was like kind of situation that we saw with like them. It was before like the kind of the Hakuryuu stuff like kind of like settled in with the war and stuff like that. So I'm kind of curious to see where it's going to go. I definitely did think this was an interesting chapter. It did give us some stuff we wanted to know about, a lot more mysteries also as well. We are finally getting a little bit more progression now. I'm hoping now to 300 part, this is where we kick off. This is where we start meeting the members again. I want to see everyone. Maybe we might see them one at a time. I would like to see them all at once. Like, let's see the badassness of what they look like after this little time skip. Aladdin especially. Like, I want, like, probably in the order is going to be Aladdin, Morgiana, Judar, and Hakuryuu. I want Hakuryuu to look like a badass motherfucker. I want Hakuryuu to come out with a beard. I want him, like, coming out like he's gone through his shit. Morgiana, I want her looking like, you know, long ass hair like that. I want to see, like, she's been training like shit like that. Judar, like, I want Judar looking like a motherfucker. I want him pimped out as anything by that. Basically, I just want like what Judar and Hakuryuu looked like when they was like, we're gonna be king and I'm gonna be an A. Like, I kind of want them all blinged down, and like Aladdin, of course, we gotta have him look like Solomon. We just gotta have him look like that. That's all we need from him. And that, I think I'll give this one a 7.5 out of 10. I did enjoy this chapter. A lot to digest though, a lot to take in and all that. But with like, we're kind of like seeing like all the other people from the kingdom again, like seeing like everyone from like Sinbad's crew. We are like getting out to like wrapping up around like everyone around the world, so I'm kind of curious about that. But that's all for me. I want to thank you much for watching. As always, you love Magi as much as I do, then you hit that like down below and that subscribe. But that's all from me, so I'll catch you guys next time.